You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network, the home of the Options Podcast. For more quality options programs, visit theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app available in the iTunes and Google Play stores. Select programs are also available via live stream at mixlr.com/options-insider. That's mixlr.com/options-insider. Don't forget to follow along with your favorite programs and submit your own questions for the hosts at twitter.com/options, stocktwits.com/options, facebook.com/theoptionsinsider, or via questions at theoptionsinsider.com.
Welcome to the Hot Options Report, your premier source for insight into the fast-moving options market. Each day, we'll track down the products that are dominating the options chains and impacting your trading account. From Apple to VIX and everything in between, if it's lighting up the options tape, then you'll find it on the Hot Options Report. And now, get ready to scan the tape for the most explosive options activity on the street. It's time for the Hot Options Report.
The Hot Options Report is brought to you by Public. Now, if you're listening to this show, chances are that you're pretty serious about options trading. So let me put something on your radar. Public. It's the most cost-effective way to trade options. That's because Public is the only platform that gives you rebates on your options trades. They also have some of the industry's lowest index options fees, whether you're placing single leg or complex multi-leg trades. Every dollar counts. Check out public.com/optionsbrief and discover the most cost-effective way to trade options. Again, the Hot Options Report brought to you by Public. Full disclosures in the podcast description. All right, everybody, let's get down to business for the Hot Options Report for Tuesday, July 22nd. Let's kick it off as we like to do in the land of volatility. Was today a Rock'em Sock'em Robots day for VIX options? The answer is no. Closer to what we would normally expect this time of year. July, not normally a seasonally hot time for volatility and certainly not a hot time for volume. And we're seeing that right now. Only 384,000 contracts on the tape in VIX land. That's the lightest it's been in some time. The ADV down to 721,000 contracts. Still actually fairly high for this time of year. And what was the hot option in VIX today? It was the AUG 16 puts going up 20,000 times today. Moving on to SPY. Was it a hot day in SPY? The answer, also no, but a little bit more respectable. 7.3 million contracts on the tape in SPY. The ADV right around 8.2, so just shy of that ADV. Not quite a million contracts shy, but within more respectable spitting distance than VIX, shall we say. What was the hot option in SPY today? It was the 627 puts. You know it's expiring today. Going up 584,000 times. And if you spent anything on those puts, unfortunately, not a winner for you. Flip side is if you sold them. Flip side is, of course, if you sold them, you did all right. SPY went out 628.86 today. Moving on to the S listeners. 3.5 million contracts. That's pretty much in line with its ADV of about 3.65 million contracts out there in the SPX. Where did the S go out today, listeners? 6309.62. And what was the hot option? Pretty much right there, the 6310 calls. Again, you know what I'm going to say right now. If you paid anything for them, unfortunately, and held them till the end of the day, not a winner for you. 166,000 of those 6310 calls changing hands today. Moving on to small caps, IWM. It was a decently active day out there. 1.23 million contracts. That's within spitting distance of its ADV, which is 1.3 million. What was the hot option in small caps today? Flipping the script, we've been talking about a lot of August puts. This time we're going to 0-day upside call, actually in the money calls now, 223 calls. So looking a lot more like your SPYs and your SPX today. It was the 223 call expiring today, going up 118,000 times. Small caps went out 223.27. So those went out. If you paid less than 27 cents for them and held them till the end of the day, you are a winner chicken dinner. Let's keep rolling out to the Qs. What happened in NASDAQ land today? Actually decently active. So again, shows you the spectrum of activity going up today. 4.06 million contracts. That's actually slightly above the ADV of 3.7 million. What was the hot option in the Qs today? It was the 561 calls, going up 357,000 times. The Qs went out 561 and a quarter. So similar to what we were just talking about with small caps. If you paid less than a quarter for those, then they went out winners. So good for you out there. Moving on to the top 10 most active equity options. Was it a spicy day out there today? It was respectable. Cost you 470,000 contracts to break into the top 10 today. That got us to our old pal Robinhood. What was the hot option in Robinhood today? It was the par puts, the 100 puts. Stock went out a little bit shy of 102, so those are within spitting distance. 27,000 of those July par puts going up, again expiring at the end of this week. Moving on to number 9, it's our old pal Lucid. 480,000 contracts on the tape. What was the hot option in Lucid today? 55,000 of the 3.5 calls, again expiring this week. Lucid going out 313, so they need to do a little work to get there. Number 8, Alphabet Class A, 498,000 contracts on the tape today. The hot option actually kind of breaking with the trend. I do believe this is the only one in our top 10, yes, that is the case, to not have a contract going out the end of this week as its hot option. It was indeed the September 210 calls, going up 70,000 times today. That was the hot option in Alphabet Class A today. The stock went out a little bit north of 191, about 191 and a third. So those have a fair ways to go. But then again, they are buying some duration. They are going all the way out to September. So they have some time for those to work for them out there. Number 7, our old pal Palantir, sneaking in with 543,000 contracts today. The hot option in Palantir today was the 155 calls, going up 32, almost 33,000 times. Where did Palantir go out today? Palantir went out 149, pretty much 149 even. So 155s have a ways to go. Can we get there by the end of the week? I guess we'll find out. Number 6 on the hot options report today, listeners, it's our old pal Neo. 603,000 contracts on the tape for Neo. What was the hot option in Neo today? It was the July 5 calls. Again, going up the end of this week, almost 81,000 going up today. And these are pretty much exactly at the money right now. The stock going out a penny north of $5. So 5 calls. It's like the average price was around 13 cents for those. So as long as it closes north of 513, I guess we're doing all right. All right, number 5 on our hot options report today, listeners, AMD, 688,000 contracts on the tape today. The hot option in AMD, the 155 calls, going up 54, almost 55,000 times. AMD going out a little bit shy of 155, about 154 and 3/4 out there today. So those are pretty close, listeners, as we keep on rolling up to number 4. It's our old pal, the fruit company, aka Apple, 771,000 contracts on the tape. The hot option in Apple today, the 215 calls expiring on Friday, going up nearly 50,000 times today. Those are within spitting distance. The stock went out a little bit shy of 214 and a half today. All the way down at number 3, once again, our old pal Tesla, falling out of the top 2 today. 1.05 million contracts on the tape for Tesla. The hot option in Tesla today, the 330 calls, going up nearly 50,000 times as well. Do I even need to say at this point that they expire this Friday? The stock went out 332.11, so those are looking pretty good right now. And then number 2, it's fallen to number 2, so still ridiculously high on our list, but maybe some semblance of order being restored to our list today, because open number 2, nearly 2 million contracts, 1.96 million contracts. So far, open has been the story of the summer, the surprise story of the summer on the options volume front. Just putting up ridiculous volume on a stock that was 50 cents not that long ago. Wild stuff out there. Got all the way near the $5 yesterday, closing today shy of $3, $2.88. So it's been a wild run out there in open. If you paid anything right now for the 3s, 4s, 4 halves, 5 calls, you're not looking great. But then again, we've got a little time towards the end of the week. What was the hot option out there in open today? I think this maybe shows you a bit of a sign that maybe the worm is turning. We have the 2.5 puts. This is pretty much the only put coming in on our hot options report today. It was the 2.5 puts going up 144,000 times. Again, expiring this Friday. If the trend holds so far for the rest of the week, then those 2.5 puts probably going to be looking pretty good, but we'll keep an eye on that one. And then we go to number one. Sanity is restored to our list listeners. Nvidia once again taking the crown today. Nearly 2.5 million contracts going up in Nvidia today. What was the hot option in Nvidia? It was the 170 calls going up 212,000 times. Man, that is some paper out there. And Nvidia closing a little bit shy of 167. So those are within spitting distance. They have the rest of the week to move $3. Can they do it? I guess we'll find out. And that's going to do it for your hot options report for Tuesday, July 22nd. Hope you're having a good trading week out there. We'll be back again tomorrow with our usual array of content on the network. That includes Options Bootcamp if you want to get some education on, the Futures Rundown if you want to talk some wild action in the futures market. And then, of course, we're back again after the closing bell tomorrow, another episode of the Hot Options Report. Stay safe out there, everybody.
You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network, the home of the Options Podcast. For more quality options programs, visit theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app available in the iTunes and Google Play stores. Select programs are also available via live stream at mixlr.com/options-insider. That's mixlr.com/options-insider. Don't forget to follow along with your favorite programs and submit your own questions for the hosts at twitter.com/options, stocktwits.com/options, facebook.com/theoptionsinsider, or via questions at theoptionsinsider.com.